Andrea felt compelled to ask questions and wanted to know if there would be blood testing to see who had been exposed. No, they weren't going to test anybody, she was told. No, it was too expensive, not needed. It's not routine. Pease was one of the first communities in the nation to learn its members had been exposed to high levels of PFAS as a result of the military's longstanding use of aqueous film-forming firefighting foam, Andrea told me with a voice fueled with anger, pain, and resolution. I was totally out there dealing with the unknown. Most of all, we needed to know what to do to monitor our health and be proactive in diagnosing and treating adverse health effects that might result from our PFAS exposure, and no one would help us with that. Andrea began engaging with the health department about testing and where she could get answers for her concerns over the possible long-term effects of PFAS on her children and husband. But after 7 months of trying to get answers, Andrea and her family felt the sting of a non-responsive, uncaring, and unhelpful public agency. Things changed, though, when Andrea contacted New Hampshire Senator Jeanne Shaheen in Washington, D.C., who became actively involved and made the necessary calls to get the testing done. Then in 2015, Andrea shared her story in the Portsmouth Herald. The article led to a chain reaction and jump-started the movement that finally led to PFAS blood testing for the community, Andrea said. Andrea and her family had been at Lake Winnipesaukee, the most expansive inland body of water in the state, for a few fun days in July 2015 when they got home, tired but happy. Joe was lugging in their bags filled with wet towels and the dogs were barking. Andrea spotted 4 large yellow envelopes mixed in with the rest of the mail on the kitchen counter. A lump stuck in her throat and a pit formed in her stomach. She opened each with dread. Joe and the daughter had high levels of PFAS in their blood. Their daughter, Sophia, then almost 5, now 12, had the highest. I will never stop worrying about the health of my children, and I will live forever with the guilt I unknowingly sent them to a daycare center where they drank contaminated water, Andrea told me remorsefully. When I stopped to think about just how contaminated the water was my family drank and compare it to the updated Environmental Protection Agency, EPA advisories, it is daunting and heartbreaking. My young children were exposed to that much poison, and they will live with these chemicals in their body and may experience subsequent health effects from what they drank as babies and toddlers at daycare. It's incredibly unfair to all of the Pease community members who were contaminated without consent, poisoned without permission. My family members are guinea pigs in an experiment we did not sign up for. It makes me mad and feel guilty all at the same time, but it's what fuels me to keep fighting too. There's so much work to be done. Andrea co-founded the community action group Testing for Pease with 2 other mothers, Elena Davis and Michelle Dalton.